Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Leafy Camo Podcast, where we fully cover all things Pokemon. I am joined, of course, as always, by Bobby Lawler and Dallas White. Today we got some results to go over for the Fresno regionals, the last regionals of this format. I'm gonna do a little bit of reminiscing, I guess, about this format, along with the Johannesburg special event. We're going to have Guess That Flavor Text. It is Dallas's turn to try to stump us today, yet again. He's 1-for-1 on stumping us so far, so, there's that. So, and I think Bobby is 1-for-1 too. I don't know. We'll see.
I am.
But, and then we're going to be wrapping things up by looking at the full set of Pokemon Card 151, the fully Kanto Gen 1 set that got all revealed this weekend, so it's gonna be pretty fun, so nothing too crazy. And then last but not least, of course, we're going to wrap things up talking about some events that are coming on this weekend, so nothing too crazy though, and should be a fairly simple episode. But anyway, this last weekend we had a lot going on. Dallas, how was your weekend, my friend?
Weekend was busy. Did a 1K event on Saturday. Played until like 11 o'clock at night, and then had a cup at 11 o'clock Sunday morning.
Nice.
So it was an eventful weekend.
For sure. So how did you what did you play? How did you do in that event? So of course this was the 1K at Rocket Taito, and we had Paldea Evolved was legal for this one. So how'd you do?
So in the 1K, I made a couple changes to Lugia just to test it for the 1K. I decided after the 1K that I'm tired of playing decks that rely on 15 coin flips to determine if I win or lose. So I basically got mad last night, modified Lugia at like 10:30 at night, and I'm like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna play in the cup. So I played four best of ones Saturday night with Lugia. And then I jumped straight to the tournament and two in the cup, so I was happy with that.
You didn't play Lugia. You said you played Gardevoir, I thought.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He played Guardy.
Yeah,
he played the Guardy.
Yeah, he played Guardy. So, but yeah. So overall, I think that you went 2-2, and like there was like this gigantic bubble, and you were just like one of the ones that were in the bubble, right? I don't remember. Yeah, there was like a huge like bubble at 2-2. There was like 8 people with the same record, and only one of them made it in. It was crazy.
And we had 8 people at 3-2.
Yeah, it was insane.
I was one of the unfortunate that bubbled out of top 4 and came in 10th.
Yeah, but Bobby though, how did you do? You were also at the 1K and in the cup as well.
I did, man. The 1K, I love the Paldea format. It's a lot of fun. You got a lot of Chimpao. You're gonna have a lot of Guardy, a lot of Lost Box and Lugia. Same as Dex's last format, but now we have Chimpao, which is cool. It's a lot of fun. I did meh with Chimpao. There was a couple games. There's one game I punted horribly, very badly. Couple games couldn't do anything. I made houses out of my cards, quite literally. The 1K, was this current format. I did okay. I made 2 mistakes in best of 1 that really cost me. Well, the last one cost me a spot, at least to get top 8, and that was my fault because I didn't do my energy counts. So,
yeah.
Woo. But I had fun overall. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, overall, so I did make the top 8s, and as you can see, a lot of Chien Pao. So there was 4 Chien Pao that made it into top 8s, and 3 of them made it into top 4, which was absolutely insane. And then just sprinkling of other stuff. We had Mitch making it top 4 with Arc Keys, which was pretty neat. We had a Lost Box Moltres making it, Regieleki Miraidon, and then Gardevoir. So Gardevoir still showing up, making a showing there. It was very nice. So yeah, pretty cool little event. I enjoyed it. I don't know what won the cup because I did not go to the cup.
Lost box.
That was Preston.
Preston won.
Oh, okay, cool, nice, good job.
He beat
that's right.
He beat Mitch for second.
You told me that. So yeah, that was cool. So yeah, you played just Turbo, right? Turbo Lost Box, I believe.
Yeah,
which is cool. So, but yeah, but yeah, this is a very cool format. A lot of Chien Pao. There was a few Gardevoirs in the field. And then there was a couple Lugias, a couple Mews, like 2 Regielekis and a couple of Lost Box. But yeah, there was a lot of Chien Pao at this tournament, so which makes sense. It's the big shiny new thing. It happens. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this tournament. I thought it was a lot of fun. I didn't get to play in the tournament. Obviously, I was judging the event, but I did end up actually playing James at the end of it. When he won, I kind of was half joking. I said, okay, now you get to play me. And he actually was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I actually got to play James, and I actually and I brought out Gardevoir, and we had a fun little game. I won. Woohoo. I don't know. I'm sure it would have been really fun. We only had time for one game, but it would have been a fun set for sure. That matchup is actually very fun in my opinion. But yeah, so it was a really cool tournament. Yeah, any final thoughts on the 1K or the cup or anything like that before we get into some results of some of the final regional of our format?
Honestly, the only thing, a giant shout out to Mitchell for coming in 3rd place in the 1K and 2nd place in the cup, running the most annoying deck in the world.
Dude, that deck is sick. If I had all the cards for it, I would be playing it, not gonna lie.
I mean, you have the Arceuses. I have a line of Aerodactyl.
I need one more Klefki, Dallas.
Oh, I got all the Klefkis you need, homie. Don't you worry.
Dallas hates when I play decks like that. Yeah. I don't blame him. I kind of tortured him with the whole control decks when they had the full power.
Oh, I feel that. So yeah, but for sure. So anyway, that was a fun weekend. Let's go ahead and get into some results from this past weekend. So we have the Fresno Regional, which was taken down by Reagan Retzloff with Lugia. The man has been on a mission the entire format, perfecting this Lugia list over and over and over again and just getting really good results with it. This is just fantastic. So, yep, the last regional of the format, Dallas, your pride and joy has taken the final regional. What do you think about that?
I think it was a very good way to end the season. It started the season tearing up every regional, took a giant lull for a while, and now that it's back on top again, it feels nice.
Yeah, it was never really went away,
yeah.
But it did kind of dip there a little bit. But yeah, Bobby, though, what do you think about Lugia taking the last one with basically a list that hasn't changed in 2 months almost at this point?
I'm looking at everything he has played, Reagan. He quite literally has not changed this deck list since, was it Fort Wayne? No, not Fort Wayne. Since Portland.
Yep.
I'm looking at it. He's been playing it for the past 3 events, getting 2nd, 3rd, and 1st. That's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. So, very cool to see. Yeah, definitely somewhere to start if you're going into this. I still think single strike in the Paldea format is still very strong. We do have another variant of Lugia being the colorless build, but I don't think that single strike's really going anywhere. I think the deck is still very, very powerful. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, just a nice little topper to the format. Lugia taking it down, as well as Caleb Gettimer getting back-to-back second places with the Turbo Lost Box. This is slightly different than the list that they brought to Hartford and Milwaukee. So we have an inclusion of a Drapion, a Boss's Orders, and I believe a Choice Belt is the new stuff in here, and lower energy counts here. So Bobby, what do you think about this adaptation evolution in the final tournament? Oh, and the trekking shoes. I've almost completely forgot about those. But yeah, what do you think about this?
It's your basic turbo build. And plus, he added more consistency with the trekking shoes, which I like a lot, because you can actually still thin out your deck if you don't need the cards and potentially get the cards you need. Like in the one scenario, he needed an energy, trekking shoe got the energy. So it was like, okay. So it helps a lot with the consistency. I like it.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Your basic build.
For sure. Like this was very cool to see them pivot away from the list, like with like the Kyogre and all the other nonsense. I think that people were really preparing for that Kyogre and stuff because it just did so well at that last tournament. So this wasn't just an excellent call to pivot away from that and potentially punish those players. Because like when you're a big name like Caleb's Azul Grant, like all these guys that have been playing for so long and on this team and stuff like that, people are going to expect, they're gonna expect, a certain list from you. So to be able to quickly pivot from the last event to this is just so nice. And I'm sure it caught some people off guard with like throwing down their Manaphy's in the late game for like easy prizes or something because they're like preparing for Kyogre or something. But they're not playing Kyogre in this one. So very cool. Overall, I think this was a really good meta call. You got the Drapion for the Muse. You got the Drapion for Gardevoir decks. Because of course Henry did win with Gardevoir the other weekend. So Gardevoir was gonna be probably on an uptick. So Drapion definitely helps with that. But yeah, very cool. I really like like I said, the pivot to this kind of build. But Dallas, any thoughts on this before we get going into the rest of the top 8?
I mean, honestly, I think it was genius taking out the Kyogre. I honestly feel like watching some of those matches, he was probably wishing he had Kyogre at times, but I think it is what it is, and second tournaments is not bad at all.
Absolutely. Very cool. Well played to Caleb for sure. So we have Andrew Hedrick with a top for Path Mew. Nothing too crazy. We have a high count of 4 Seal Stone, no Cleansing Gloves. They have the Lost City back into the deck, which is very nice. Good to see. I think that was a really smart inclusion, considering that we're going to see a lot of, Drapion or just dark type like Mew and Gardevoir hate. So being able to get rid of that potentially is going to be really nice. And just in general, Lost City is just a good card. It definitely can mess up certain matchups. Like Gardevoir doesn't like having their stuff lost zoned. It sounds funny, but like Lost Zone doesn't like having their stuff lost zoned. So just a good card in general. And then just usual stuff that we've seen in Path Mew over the time. I do like the Penny inclusion. I think this has become a very natural inclusion into the deck. But any thoughts on the standard cookie cutter Mew build that we've been seeing?
Not really.
Sweet.
Like your basic Mew.
Sweet. So, all right. Next up, we got Calvin Connor finish out the top 4 with a Gardevoir deck. So this is not Henry's list. It is missing a Choice Belt, but in place we have a Drapion. Very interesting. I don't know about Drapion. I don't think it's a bad card per se, but I don't know. Like without the Sky Seal Stone, because they are playing the Forest Seal, Stone down here. I don't know if the Drapion is that good in this list, but obviously it did its job. It got him to top 4, so you can't hate on that. And my biggest thing is like you already have like some not good starters in this deck. Like the Zacian, ironically enough, is not a good starter. Luminion obviously isn't a good starter. So like, why would you want to add one more? Like, you want to be starting with a Ralts, maybe a Mew, ideally, maybe a Greninja. Why would you add one more terrible starter like in the list? But I don't know. Overall, I like the list. It's cool. The only card I don't like is the Drapion. But what do you guys think? Am I wrong on that? Am I off?
Honestly, I think Drapion was a fantastic meta call for the weekend. Looking at the concentration of the Mew decks overall, it was a smart call. I don't think it's going to become a regular staple in the deck, but I think it was the right play for the weekend.
Yeah, but like the deck doesn't need it. It doesn't do bad against Mew anyway. Like,
I mean, honestly, it doesn't, but it's just, to me, there's too much V in that deck. I don't like, you've got the 2 EX is what you need. You got 2 Zacians, you have a Luminion, you have a Drapion. There's too many targets.
Yeah.
For me, it comes to the same reason why I asked people why did they play Drapion in Lost Box with the Kyogre.
Yeah. It's kind of unnecessary, isn't it? A little bit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can see why. I can also see where Dallas agrees with how it was. What was the percentage of Mew in day 2? Like 20% or something stupid like that?
No, we don't have the day 2 stats, full day 2 stats, but Mew was only 10% of day 1.
On day 1.
So
I think it was like 19 or 20% of the day 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I was trying to find the
a
stats.
Call, then. I could definitely agree with Dallas on that part. It was a good call for him to pick that meta choice. Me with the 4 Seal Stone, I always choose consistency over like the Sky, because if you're not going against a V deck, it's like
yeah, I mean,
okay,
but like I'm saying
the
4 Seal Stone, yeah, 100% I get. It's just like, if you're playing Drapion, why wouldn't you play Sky Seal? So you have that power play on the thing, and then you can just mop up the game with the boss KO on like a freaking Genesect or something, instead of having to punch through a second Mew. I don't know. That's just how I thought about it. But I'm kind of still flip flopping between Forest and Sky. I do see the benefits of both, but yeah, consistency is king. So there's that. But I don't know. I think we've kind of beaten this horse enough. But yeah, Drapion and Gardevoir, a little odd. We'll come back to that. So next up, we got Chris here.
No.
Yes.
Go
yeah.
to
Oh
that.
my
Go
God.
Fifth,
Fine. God. Fine. Darkrai made a freaking top 8 at the regional. Fine. Jesus Christ.
Deal with it. And he didn't even play Drapion for that. That's great.
I hate this deck
sorry.
so much. I hate this deck so much. It just doesn't work. Like, this is like the Eternatus.
It worked this weekend.
It doesn't work!
Hey, last time I checked, he got 5th place.
I hate this deck so much, and it sucks because he's like literally my favorite Pokemon ever. But I don't know. Shout outs to him, man. Shout outs to Alex. I think his name was Alex, right? But yeah.
No, David.
David. Yeah, that's right. It's like hyphenated stuff. Yeah. Shout outs to David. He made it all the way. The one last hurrah, I guess, with Gardevoir in this form, or not Gardevoir, Darkrai in this format. I mean, you guys see his day 2? Did you guys see his day 2? Oh, you need to find it. I need to find it. It's
Nothing but Mews.
hilarious. Like this man pulled like the amazing odds on his. There it is. There it is. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, yeah. Because yeah. He hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mews and like 1 unknown in his day 2. Absolutely insanity. Like,
who made the right choice this game, this regional?
So yeah, obviously that's not gonna happen like every time, but like, you know, shout outs to him. Yeah, great job. I really don't have much to say on this deck. It is, I think that this is probably the best way to play Darkrai. I don't love 3 VIP Pass. VIP Pass to me is one of those you play 4 or none, but you know what? It works. He had the Pokestops to dig him out, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I hate this deck though. I still hate it. Like, fine, okay, go ahead, guys. Talk about Darkrai for a little bit, I guess.
Dallas is like.
My mom taught me that if I don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything.
That's pretty sick.
Oh, man. But yeah, so Darkrai ended up getting 5th place. Good lord. Alright, we got another Lugia. This looks 1 or 2 cards off of Reagan's list. They're playing the Thornton. They're playing... I don't know. I can't really tell. It looks like 1 or 2 cards off from Reagan's list. I don't remember. It has the same energy count. But, you know, it doesn't matter. It's cookie-cutter Lugia. This is something we've seen 100 times before. But, yeah, Lugia making 2 top 8 appearances. Very, very cool. Sawyer making a top 8 with another awkward deck. The Arc Keys! Let's go! So we talked about this deck a little bit for the 1K. Mitchell ended up taking it to a top 4 placement there. And then this deck made a top 8 at the Fresno Regionals as well. Dallas, what do you think about this monstrosity?
I feel like whoever cooked this deck up just hates Lost Ball.
It hates a little bit of everything. This deck is just so much hate.
Didn't you go against Mitch in the 1K?
Yeah.
Dallas
Yes.
with this deck?
Yeah.
I love the story with it.
This was his winning in, and he was like, okay, fuck it. He played 1 game. He's like, nah, fuck this. We're IDing.
Yeah, so it was. It was playing in my winning end, and I'm like, I'm sitting at 8 points, and the Mitch was sitting at 9. I'm like, you know what? Let's play it out, see what happens. And he turned to Aerodactyls me and just he's like, I'm sorry, buddy. He goes, do you want an ID? I'm like, absolutely. Weeking in, I'd rather take that over just straight up losing to this deck.
I think it was definitely the correct play. Dude, this deck has just so much hate. Obviously, you have the Klefki, shuts off all basic abilities. No Miraidons, no Genesects, no anything. Of course, it has to be in the active, but, you know, you just kill 2 of them on the field. What are they going to do? They have to get boss. You have the Aerodactyl, shuts off all V abilities. You have Path, which shuts off everything. So, like, basically, you just sit there and you just say, I'm going to just shut you out of the game and hope I get it. And my damage output isn't insane, but, you know, it's consistent. So, I don't know. The deck is whack. The deck is super whack. But, Bobby, what do you think? This definitely seems like a you kind of deck. I can see you making this.
When I played Mitch, I was playing Lost Box. I had to use Sableye first attack to keep putting damage on the Klefki until I got 10 Lost Zone in order to wipe out both of his Klefki. Talk about a grind game. I'm surprised I was able to get that far against this deck with how well it actually is pretty consistent for what it is.
For sure. So
I might try this deck, but Probably next format, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
It depends on how I feel.
I think the next format, because this I actually watched this go up against Chien Pao a couple times. Chien Pao seems to give it a little bit of trouble because like you have no way of shutting off like Baxcalibur. You have no way and Chien Pao just needs like 2 or 3 good turns to get up and running. And if you can get past that it's pretty much good to go. So, Aerodactyl obviously doesn't do anything because you're only shutting off like Star Portal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But like, Path is annoying, but they play a lot of Path outs. I don't know, like it's a good deck. I'm a little hesitant going into the next format, but it's so fun. It's just one of those like I'm an asshole and you can do nothing about it kind of decks.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about it. But all right, so last we have Mew rounding up the top 8s. They don't have the list here, but I did end up finding it. Shout outs to Twitter. It's just another standard Mew. Nothing too crazy. They're only playing 2 Force Heal as opposed to the 3 that we saw in the other one. They're playing a Fan of Waves, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen that in a little while, and in Avery. So, but yeah, the same usual Mew shenanigans that we've seen for a while, which is pretty nice. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a very cool tournament. We touched on the day 1 stats. We don't have day 2 stats. I couldn't find them, at least yet. But 18% Lost Box and 17% Gardevoir, pretty much about what I expected for this tournament. And then very neat to see 2 Arceus decks making the 5th and 6th place right there, which is pretty cool. So yeah, any final thoughts on Fresno before we take a little quick look at Johannesburg?
No. I mean, honestly, Fresno just felt like a proper ending to regionals for this year. Like, I mean, you had Mew, you have Lugia, you have Arceus, you have a random trash deck in the top 8. Like,
oh my god, yeah, this is super fun. Yeah, we have Johannesburg. We only have 2 lists from this, but it's very cool to see. We have 2 Lost Box decks. We have 3 Mews, a Gardevoir, and then 2 Arceus decks. Very cool. So we have just another Path Mew, heavy on the Paths and 1 Lost City, which is cool. And then they are playing the Oricorio, which I think was super good for them into seeing what they had. They had an Arc Tina, and like Oricorio just makes that matchup so much better because they can't kill you. So that's really nice. But yeah, this is really cool. Really cool to see. Pulled out the Oricorio at just the right time, and then Nico Alves with the Gardevoir. I think this is literally just Henry Brand 60. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is literally just Henry Brand 60. Wait, actually, it'll tell me. Yep, it is literally just Henry Brand 60. So, very cool. Arctura Umbreon showing a little bit of love, making another top 4. That deck did seem like it fell off the face of the planet the last few weeks, after being like just everywhere at Hartford. But yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, any thoughts on Johannesburg? Obviously, it's much smaller tournaments, but still pretty cool. What do you guys think?
I mean, honestly, it was great for such a small tournament of only
82
years. Oof. Not bad.
Not bad.
You're about to go to Puerto Rico, and that's what, 120?
The cap is now 156 for Puerto Rico, I think.
Okay,
Not
so
bad.
156, almost the same thing.
Not bad.
Well, and Johannesburg actually has another event on the 17th.
They do.
That is true. Yeah, they had like 2 back to back. But so overall, not a bad week to round out the format. Overall, we've said this before. I think that this was a super fun format. I thought that it was very diverse, and it definitely showed in these last few events. You know, it kind of felt like anything could really win, which is always to me one of the best kind of formats. But Dallas and Bobby, as people that have actually played in the format a lot more than I have, what do you think? Are you going to look back at this and be like, okay, this is one of the best formats that you played in, or is it just kind of like another just mediocre or bad one?
This is my first real format that I've played in, to be honest. Like I was there briefly for 3 regionals of D block still being around, so I had Prime Lugia into this. I'm excited that the meta is much more diverse now, but I can't wait to see what happens with Paldea Evolve becoming legal at Puerto Rico and then NAICs.
I enjoy this format a lot more than previous format. The diversity made it a lot more fun. Mostly the diversity, and it actually brought out different skills in people in this format than last one. So I enjoyed it. Would I look back on it and say I had fun? Probably not.
I don't know. Like I think that I think going forward into the next couple formats, like we're getting a lot of really cool cards. Like we are looking forward a little bit. We've had our first look at like Obsidian Flames cards that are going to be coming out in our next set and stuff. And I don't know, like I really feel like the format is held back by Lost Box a lot. So
I agree.
I think we were talking about this before, but like I think that if we could suffer through this one more year, I would love to see them just rotate 2 blocks next year. 2 entire blocks. I agree. Because, like, if we would have 5 or 6 sets, that's more than enough card pool to work with. So if they just rotated out everything left in the Sword and Shield blocks, I think that would make an incredibly healthy game. Because like right now, just Lost Box just feels like such a gatekeeper right now. There's so many cool decks. Like I was playing against like a Meowscarada deck on live today, and I thought that was just super cool. It was just like pure Meowscarada deck with like like Yoga Loop and like Alakazam and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, this is a really cool deck. Lost Box shits on it. And I'm just like, oh, well, that's kind of a little disheartening. So yeah, that's what I would personally love to see. But still, good format. I just don't like how gatekeepy Lost Box is right now. And every time that I see a turn 1 Dragonite doing 250 damage to knock out a freaking an Arceus or a Lugia, it pisses me off because it's just like there's nothing you can do about that. There's literally nothing you can do. It's so unfair. Nope. It just feels so unfair. Right now. Like I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. I guess you guys, what do you guys think on those little options, like freaking Lost Box gatekeeping and maybe a potential double block rotation next year?
So I don't think a double block rotation would actually happen.
It might. It could.
Just because like there's so much that we would be losing. So it's not just Lost Box. Guardy would cease to be what honestly Guardy would cease to be as good as
I will give up Gardevoir to get rid of Lost Box. I'll do
Lugia.
it.
Mew.
Well, we lose Mew anyway. We'd lose Mew anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Lugia gone.
I'd be happy.
I'd be fine with that.
But like we just got Lugia. Like I don't think they would rotate out.
No. We did not just get Lugia. We had
Compared
6 entire months of Lugia being BS. No. Like, no, we did not
Honestly,
just get Lugia.
ADP is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
No,
and that was
I
the
didn't like that
worst
format.
format of all time. I
And-
genuinely think that was the worst format I have ever played in. It was horrible.
And how long did you have to deal with it?
I had to deal with it for
while.
like a year. A year and a half. It was freaking ridiculous.
Lugia needs.
No. Bad Dallas. Oh, man. Anyway, that's what I would love to see. But enough about that. It is time, gentlemen, for everyone's favorite segment, Guess That Flavor Text. So today it is Dallas's turn. So Guess That Flavor Text. Dallas is going to read the flavor text on the bottom of a card. And then Bobby and I are going to work together to try to figure out what Pokemon that is. We have 3 lifelines. We can guess the set name, the stage of the Pokemon, and an attack name on that Pokemon. And then we get 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever points, depending on that. And if Dallas is able to stump us, he will gain an extra point. And of course, as you see there on the scoreboard, Dallas is far ahead, and I am sitting there at the last place. So, gentlemen, are you ready?
No.
Oh, I'm ready.
Already. All right. Hit us with it, Dallas.
Okay, this Pokemon is normally calm, but once it enters battle, its hormonal balance changes and it becomes aggressive.
Hormonal balance?
Yep.
The hell? Okay. Interesting.
I had to dig hard for this one.
Well,
Hormonal balance, like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's a very odd way of putting that. Holy crap.
I can only think of really 2.
Is the exact verbiage on the card.
That's weird. This feels like an old card. Bobby, what do you think? Should we get the set name?
What stage?
Okay, let's go for the stage.
Stage.
It's a basic.
It's a basic. Okay.
It's more. Who I'm thinking it is?
No looking on the computer.
No, I'm actually not. I was closing out My Hero Academia.
All right, can I get this?
There's only one card I can think of
You
that
want to-
actually. No. I'm gonna take a guess,
Okay.
and I'm horrible at names. Is it that more sheep? It's that stupid
Morpeko?
electric dark. Yeah, that name. No,
Okay.
I think
Oh,
that changes his thing.
No.
When it goes into let's see.
Do you want
Let's get the set name. Let's get the set.
Yeah.
Paldea evolved?
Oh. Okay, fine. Give me an attack too. Why not?
Yeah.
Nosedive.
Nosedive.
It's a fucking bird.
Fuck.
No, it's
Now
not.
I can't. Oh shit. It's watch roll.
Final guess?
Because like I can't. I think it might be one of the stupid United Wings cards.
Okay, I'm gonna read it one more time.
Yes, let me read it one more time.
This
No.
Pokemon is normally calm, but once it enters battle, its hormonal balance changes and it becomes aggressive.
Hormonal balance changes. That's such weird verbiage. Oh my god. Screw it. Bobby, do you have any other guess other than watch
Nope.
roll? I'm gonna go. Screw it. We're gonna lock in watch roll.
Fuck it, do it.
Okay, I will take my point. It's Fletchling.
God dang it! That's like the second
I
time
said
we've gotten to stupid. I don't know what's in these sets. God dang it! All right. Congratulations, Dallas. You gained another point. You're pulling ahead of us.
It feels good.
Oh man, see, like, okay, because like I thought it was gonna be one of the freaking stupid United Wings cards, but like,
Oh, It was going.
but like, I know Watch Roll had an attack that nobody ever cared about.
So
the Flamigo only has one attack, and the Murkrow has 2 attacks.
Like, I was sitting here like, oh, which United Wing should I use? And then I saw Fletchling, and I'm like, oh, that's it today.
Damn it. Oh, damn. Okay, fine, Dallas. You got us with another stupid bird. Fucking birds.
Don't worry, I'll have another stupid bird for you next time.
Yay. Is that going to be the thing? The birds? Dallas likes the bird. Well, you had, like, Dark Primate or something last time, but, like, you ended up getting actually another bird for... I don't remember. Anyway, we get to talk a little bit about the Pokemon card 151. This is a set that came out in Japan recently. There's been spoilers all over about it, and we finally got the full set list. It is literally like it sounds. All 151 Kanto Pokemon each get a card. Honestly, I would love to see more sets like this. Of course, it does include the return of Kadabra. Everybody's hyped about that, so that's pretty cool. I would like I said, I just would love to see more sets like this. Just pick a generation and like just make one card for each. Like I mean, most of these are going to be pretty bulk cards, but you know, for the most part, yeah, I think it's a cool way to do it. But yeah, so we're gonna just take a quick scroll through. We're not gonna do like a full-on set review or anything like that, but yeah. So what do you guys think? Is this a cool idea for a set, or you guys more like the kind of sets that we have now?
Honestly, I love it, and I'm hoping they do the same thing for Johto.
Yeah, I'd be down for like one of each generation. I wouldn't even care. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, no, it's a cool idea. I like it. There's a couple really good cards out of here I really want to see play.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody obviously knows about the Mew EX. I'm excited for it.
For sure.
Other than that,
the Alakazam.
Oh yeah, the Alakazam's super cool too. But yeah,
the Alakazam's pretty cool.
We can just kind of go through real quick. We got Big Balloon here. It's like a float zone for stage 2. It's kind of mid. Bill's Transfer, which is basically like a Great Ball. Search 8 and look at top 8 and then get any Pokemon. Honestly, none of these are like that amazing. They seem pretty neat.
Go back to that cycling road.
Yeah, the cycling road. So cycling road, you discard either player can discard an energy and they draw a card. So it's basically like half a Greninja for like every deck, which is kind of neat.
Hello, Gardy.
Yeah, it's decent.
That'd be cool.
It'd be decent in like Gardevoir, maybe. Drawing one card is always nice. You can't really hate on that. We have Energy Seal, which is basically like a nerfed Turbo Patch, pretty much.
Yeah.
Flip a coin. If has you attach a basic energy from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. I'm almost 100% confident Turbo Patch could go to anything. So yeah, I don't know. That was kind of neat. Got Erica's Invitation, which is kind of neat. Your opponent reveals their hand, and then you pick a basic Pokemon, put it onto the bench, and then you can make it their active. So it's like captivating Pokepuff plus like boss's orders. It's super weird.
How to screw Lost Box.
There you go. So I don't know. It's super cool. You got Giovanni's Charisma here. You can put an energy card attached to your opponent's active into their hand, and then you can attach an energy from your hand to your active, which is pretty neat. Energy acceleration and disruption in one go, which is kind of neat. I don't know about that though so much, because like we're in such like a big one-shot format right now. I'm kind of like iffy on it, but it's cool. It's cool nonetheless. There's a Leftovers tool card. You heal 20 damage between each turn, which is pretty cool. Oh no, it's only at the end of your turn. Okay, so this is way worse than I thought. Never mind.
I cried.
That's super bad. That sucks. I thought it was between each player's turn, which that sucks, but that's fine. We have the return of fossils, which is pretty cool. Old Amber, Dome Fossil, and Helix Fossil, each getting their own thing. We have a tool card. Stage 1 Pokemon take 30 less damage from attacks. It seems like they're really trying to buff up Stage 1s a little bit. Like, we have this. We had, like, the stadium that does 10 more damage to Stage 1s. There's that.
They want their boy Zora to do something.
I guess. We got Safety Goggles, which is basically just a reprint of Weakness Policy. Why didn't we just get Weakness Policy? But whatever. It's only basic. Wow, that's even way worse than I thought. Oh my god, why are all these cards worse than I thought? Damn. So it's only basic Pokemon have no weakness. Okay, so that makes sense why they didn't do it. So, your opponent.
I like this card.
Snatch Arms. This one's kind of neat. Your opponent reveals their hand, choose a Pokemon you find there, and put it on the bottom of the deck. So just disruption and stuff. So, and honestly, it seems like there's a lot of disruption cards, which is very neat. We have like Daisy's
I like
Help.
Daisy's Help.
Draw 2 cards, and then you look at your face down prize cards. I don't think it's that strong enough effect. Maybe if this was like one of those draw 3, and then with an added effect, maybe. But like draw 2 is just so weak. But yeah, so I don't know. Item cards aren't that great, but thankfully we got some Pokemon. We have like a Venusaur EX, which looks really cool. Venusaur is my favorite of the 3, so I have that. Yeah. You know what? Fun fact.
Is better.
Okay, so Bobby's is Blastoise. Dallas, are you gonna finish the trifecta, or are you gonna go with one of us?
Honestly, I can't do it. I am Team Squirtle Squad.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm outnumbered. I see. Well, Venusaur EX here. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active, you can heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon. It has 4 retreat costs, so it's not like it's pivoting around into other things. Grass, colorless does 150 damage, and your opponent's active is confused and poison. Not the best, but a 340 HP body is really good.
Oh, that's really good.
That's pretty solid with a heal 60 every turn. Not half bad. So maybe just the numbers might be good enough, and 150 damage is decent. You're not two-shotting like other big EXs or anything, but you're pretty much two-shotting everything else.
But also like. Being poison band confused.
Yeah, true.
That's pretty good.
It's effectively 160, so that's nice.
Yeah.
We got a Charmander and a Charmeleon. Charizard has 330 HP. Very cool looking artwork. This is actually one of the better Charizard EX artworks, I would say.
Yes, it is.
Single energy, fire energy, Brave Wing, 60 damage. If this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, this attack does 100 more damage. So 160 damage effect potentially for 1 energy. Pretty easily to do with like maybe with like Magma Basin. Very respectable. And then you have for 4 fire energy, Explosive Vortex, 330 damage, discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. Now that's a Charizard attack. That's a Charizard attack, alright. So, honestly, not bad. And I think that this could definitely see a place in, like, a Charizard-centric deck. Like, if you can just get a big ol' freaking blow everything up kind of attack like this is always nice. I don't know. Charizard's always had these, like, cards that are, like, they're cool, but they're not always playable. But I don't know. This one, having a 1 energy attack is always good. So I don't know.
No, that first attack isn't bad. So
it has potential, I think, which is pretty cool. Blastoise EX though is definitely something that I think has probably the most potential out of all of these. As the Solid Shell ability, takes 30 less damage from attacks. On a 330 HP body, you have effectively 360 HP. That is insane. That's that's more than Gudra. Goodra, think about that. With Goodra's 350, you got 360. That's just gross. And then you do twin cannons, 140 damage, discard up to 2 basic water energy from your hand. This attack does 140 damage for each card you discard in this way. So I really like this because it's from your hand. You just have to get 2 water energy on it, and then like you can just recycle this over and over, with superior energy retrieval. Yeah, and then you have like Irida to get this guy up and running and stuff like that. Water has like the best support Pokemon on the planet. So yeah, I actually genuinely think that Blastoise might actually have something going for it here.
Like 280 damage. That's amazing. Yeah. I mean honestly, turn 2, you can be hitting 280.
Yeah.
280 is just a good number to hit. It knocks out most Vs. V-Guard doesn't save them because it's an EX. So yeah, this is actually pretty good. But yeah, and like Squirtle always usually has like good evolution line stuff, so we'll have to like go through and like see what other Squirtle cards are in the format or something. So I'm sure that there's some decent ones. We got a Butterfree. It's always kind of mid. Choose one of your Pokemon bench. Pokemon, shuffle that Pokemon, all cards attached to a deck. I mean, on a stage 2, that's a little bleh, but that's a pretty annoying attack. Get rid of one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. It's kind of nice. But yeah, prevent Kakuna does something. What's that?
On Butterfree, it's gonna be great against Baxcalibur.
I guess.
I mean, you can shuffle the entire Baxcalibur line back into the deck.
Yeah, but like, are you doing that? Are you really setting up a stage 2 to do that?
Yes, if I have to.
I guess in like a control deck or something like that, that'd actually be kind of decent. Yeah, if you have no cards in your hand, this attack does 120, so effectively 150 with no cards in hand, and then you paralyze and poison. Okay, that's kind of neat. Paralyze and effectively 160 damage with the poison, and you paralock them. That's pretty strong, actually. And you have that Venusaur, the Radiant Venusaur that you draw 4 cards after your turn ends, so you can fill your hand back up, which is pretty neat. Yeah, this is kind of neat, actually. I kind of like that. So, flip the coins, attack does nothing. Prevent all damage. Okay, so it's Fly. Nothing too crazy. Get the evolutionary advantage on Spearow. If you go second, this Pokemon can evolve on your first turn. So something to keep in mind if we get like good Fearow cards. This one can search your deck for 3 cards and put them into your hand. Not terrible. For sure. I think it might be a little too slow, and especially with like Iono in the format, might be a little annoying. But I don't know.
This is fine.
But definitely something to keep in mind if we get like good Fearow card, like really like a good Fearow EX or something in the future. Dark type Arbok EX. I love Arbok. This art is sick, by the way. This is so good. Cool.
This art is so meh.
Like the attacks are so meh though. 70 damage, can't retreat. 150, and then you discard 2 cards from their hand, but like for 3 dark energies, like I don't know. But let's see, we got another Raichu. When one of your Pokemon is knocked out by damage from attack, you may move a basic lightning from the... Okay, so this is basically like an EXP share, a built-in EXP share. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, this Sandshrew though. Bobby, have you seen this Sandshrew?
Reading it right now.
Trainer cards in your opponent's discard pile can't be returned to the deck by the effect of your opponent's item or supporter cards. So, yeah.
Correct.
So, no Pal Pad, no, like, Silene, like, nothing like that. Like, that is so troll. Like, I don't know. Like, if there's like ever like an infinite hand loop kind of deck come out, this Sandshrew is just like a giant middle finger to that, and I love
It
it.
really is.
I love it. So, because those are always like the most annoying freaking decks.
Where was this when the control was decent, pretty good last format?
Right? So, I don't know. Yeah. Dallas, you've been pretty quiet. There's nothing really reaching out to you, I take it.
I mean, honestly, the only thing that really excites me is, honestly, the Blastoise, the Alakazam, and a couple of the trainers could definitely see some use.
Yeah.
We got like this Nidoking. If Nidoqueen is on the bench, this attack that costs no energy, but like, yeah, sure, 190 damage, 200 damage effectively, but like, you know, you have to set up 2 stage 2s, and it's like, no, I'm good.
I'm more excited about the Mew out of this set.
Yeah, so we got a Ninetales, basic stage 2 fire, 30 damage in their burn, so effectively 50, 80, and if the same number of cards, you do 140 more, so that's what, 220 for 2? Not too bad. It's really not that hard to manipulate hand size, at least now. We have this Wigglytuff. This freaking Wigglytuff, the boy. 250 HP on a stage 1, not bad. But it has this ability. If this Pokemon has any special energy attached to it, it has 100 more HP. 350 HP on a stage 1.
Hi, Sharon's care.
What the hell?
That would be so annoying with Sharon's care.
It will be, yeah. I mean, go ahead, Dallas. I'm sorry.
I'm honestly colorless Lugia. Just have fun.
Yeah,
with
that too. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So like this Wigglytuff, super funny. Actually, the attack isn't actually terrible. It's 90 damage, and if you play the supporter, you do 90 more, so 180 every turn. It's a pretty decent number to hit every turn, and like 350 damage. If you're not hitting for weakness, you're probably not killing this thing. So that is super funny.
Pretty sick.
So yeah, I don't know. The numbers might actually be good enough at some point. Let's see. Got Zubat. Once during your turn, if it's on the active plot, you can use the ability. Your opponent reveals their hand. Sure, why not? You can just get some hand knowledge if you're in the active. No Crobat, of course, because Crobat's not in the 151. I don't know why my stupid kid self thought it was, but whatever. I don't know. Weird. Plan to hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during you may look at the top 3 cards for your deck and attach any number of basic energy you find there.
Meh.
And then the Vileplume has something similar. You look at the top 8 cards of your deck and attach any number of energy you find there. Not bad. But like, yeah. So this is reminding me of like there was like a Blastoise that did something similar to this, and like we have like Giga Magnet, Magnezone, but like none of them are really that good. So yeah. Nothing too crazy. You know, shoutouts to Diglett and Doug Trio. We got Persian. Once during your turn, you search your deck for a Giovanni Charisma. So a search for a specific supporter. Not terrible, I suppose. And Giovanni's Charisma wasn't that bad of a card. So Golduck getting some love. I always liked Golduck. I thought Golduck was a pretty cool Pokemon.
I mean, honestly, most forgotten Pokemon.
It's one of those, yeah. It definitely is. Drowning Rescue, you can put 4 Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. That's neat, I suppose. Obviously a little too slow, but it is what it is. Primeape, got an Arcanine. Arcanine has had some interesting cards in the past. Attach up to 2 basic fire energy from your discard pile of this Pokemon. A little slow. 240 damage for 4, though. Discard 2 fire energy. Like, why wouldn't you just play the EX, though? Pretty sure it hits harder. I don't remember. But yeah, so. Poliwrath, nothing crazy. Alright, here we go. First off, Abra looking really good. I don't know. Abra cards, Abra arts have always looked good. The return of Kadabra, just 30 damage, and you switch it to the bench. And then the crazy Alakazam that this thing has been hyped up a little bit. So we got Mind Jack, does 90 damage for 2 colors. Attack does 30 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's pretty cool. Mind Jack has always been like kind of a pretty decent attack in the past, and but it's really about that dimensional manipulation attack. 120 damage. This Pokemon can attack when on the bench. That is weird. We've never had something like this.
Wigglytuff in the active.
Oh man, I don't know, but yeah, what do you guys think about this? Is this actually something that we think we're gonna see play?
Alakazam with a Leafy Camo poncho.
Too bad it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have to.
Yeah, just a Rada Leafy Camo poncho just for us. Come on, guys. But yeah, so this is really cool. This is just something we haven't ever seen before. Like being able to attack from the bench. That's super weird. Definitely pretty interesting.
Well, so I have to ask, because I'm a fairly newer player, has there ever been a card in the past that allows you to attack from the bench?
Not to my knowledge.
Not that I know of. I think this is a first.
I think this is definitely a first. Not to my knowledge that we've ever had anything like this. So this is to my knowledge, this is a first. This is very cool. Yeah. So we got we're just gonna kind of skim through this. We got definitely some cool art. We got a Golem EX. Dynamic roll 50 damage during your opponent's next turn. Attacks used by this Pokemon do 120 more. So you do like a 50 into 170. Or if you get fighting double colorless on, you can do 300 with the second attack, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. And then it's not affected by resistance, so that's pretty neat.
Bye, Lugia.
Bye, Lugia. So yeah, pretty cool actually. 330 HP is definitely very chunky. You're probably living pretty much any hit. So you could definitely set this up. I think very feasibly. I think Golem just doesn't get good cards. It's like one of those cursed Pokemon that just doesn't get anything good, like, ever. Just sad.
Nope.
So, I'm very, very happy to see that. So, this Slowpoke art is awesome. I love him. He's just chilling, bro.
He's just chilling.
He's just chilling. Oh, I love it. So,
on the cards, can you go Rapidash? I'm actually excited.
Okay, so Rapidash, we got Singe, do Burn, and then 90 damage, and switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to that mock turn. I kind of want to play like a little Klefki control with it and just have fun.
Yeah, kind of like a little bit of a hit and run. 90.
I dig it.
I can dig it.
Hey,
yeah.
AO Klefki.
Freaking Klefki. Oh, jeez. Let's see. We got a Farfetch. Okay, here we go. The Dodrio. This is the card. This is probably the card that I personally am most excited for. One, I really like Dodrio. I think is a super cool Pokemon. I've always liked Dodrio, but it has the ability Rampaging Draw. You must put a damage counter on this Pokemon in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. That is awesome. So you just put a damage counter on yourself, just draw a free card. So you just have a bunch of these Dodrios in play and just draw. So the only downside so far I really see is it has 100 HP, so it's not level ball searchable. But it's fine. You can definitely make it work. And those damage counters, they don't go to waste, because you get the Raging Beaks attack for a single colorless. It does 10 damage plus 30 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. That is awesome. So Yeah, I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, single prize or potentially hitting 280. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this.
Like, honestly, it's like perfect Lugia now. It works out great.
There you go. So yeah, Dodrio, definitely the card that I am most excited for, and like I did kind of touch upon it like with a few weeks ago with like the it was the Copper Raja EX. You could definitely pair this with like attacks that hit your own bench, and you can get this attack up and running faster. I think. Obviously, Lost Box is going to be a problem for it, but Lost Box is a problem for everything. So like, who cares? So yeah. All right. So we got a Haunter line. Surprisingly enough, this isn't like a super overpowered line. Yeah. There you go. You can put a supporter card from your opponent's discard pile into their hand. Okay. Opponent reveals the hand, does 50 damage for each trainer card you find there. So it's Poltergeist, nothing too crazy. Okay, so we have the Hypno. Chance Hypnotism. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon sleep. So sleep, one of the more unreliable status conditions, but pretty decent. It does pair very well with another card that we're going to see here in a little bit, though. But yeah, so we'll see that in a little bit. But we have an Electrode for a single Lightning Energy Boom Boom Chain. Does 20 damage, and before doing damage, you may discard any number of Pokemon tool cards from your Pokemon. This attack does 40 damage for each card you discarded in this way. So... what does that max out? 6 times 4, 24 plus 26. So yeah, does 260 for a single if you discard all of them. So not bad.
I'll just play Rotom V. V Star.
Yeah. Well, you do have to Lost Zone them though, at least. But yeah, it is probably a lot.
But you deal a lot more damage.
Yeah, for sure. It's still kind of neat, for sure, though. We have a Cubone. The attacks of your Marowak do 30 more damage. Too bad the Marowak is kind of trash. But hey, you get a pretty neat Cubone card if we ever get a good Marowak in the future.
Finally.
There you go. I would actually say that the Cubone has more potential than the Marowak in this set, so... There you go, yeah. Dallas. Your boy getting a little love.
Don't play it, but he's getting a little love.
For sure. You have this Hitmonlee. It does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Switch this Pokemon one to your bench. So another kind of like little hit and run kind of thing. You do a little bit of spread, switch to like a Klefki or some other walling.
I would have fun with that.
So yeah. Of course, though, it is damage. It's not damage counter. So like, Manaphy stops this, but whatever. Manaphy's a pain in the ass for everybody, so who cares? Let's see. Put 3 damage counters in the active spot. It is damaged by an opponent's attack. Put 3 damage counters. So basically, just a Rocky Helmet. Not terrible. Let's see. Explode together. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, is knocked out by damage from opponent's attack, flip a coin. If heads, the attacking Pokemon is knocked out. That is funny. So another kind of just wall card lets you just say, okay, you can hit me, but there's a 50% chance that you're going with me, which is pretty neat. These kind of cards actually have seen some success in the past. But yeah, what do you think?
It sounds like more coin flip shenanigans.
Yeah, coin flip shenanigans with a massive upside. I'm just saying. So
I mean, just pair that with a Radiant Jirachi and just have fun.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. We got Chansey. If you took this Pokemon as a face-down prize card and your bench isn't full, before you put it in your hand, you may put it onto your bench and flip a coin. If heads, take 1 more prize card. Okay, so this is something similar to like Jirachi Prism Star from back in the day. But Jirachi, of course, was being a Prism Star. You just got to take the free prize card. This one's based on a coin flip, and I think unfortunately that coin flip aspect of it is the thing that's gonna kill this. I don't think that this is worth it.
I mean, so the issue is there's way too many ifs and mays. Like A, you have to take it as a face down prize card,
Mm-hmm.
2, your bench can't be full. I mean, 3, you got to flip the coin to see if you even get the extra prize. That's way too many ifs, ands, or buts to really make it feasible and competitive play.
Now, to be fair, we do have like cards like Peonia or the Daisy that we saw before, so we would be able to see, we'd be able to potentially pick the Chansey out of the lot, but you would have to, for one, be playing those cards, and neither one of those cards are incredibly popular or even amazing. But yeah, I don't know. It's there. We have a Kangaskhan EX. It's 100 damage, flip 4 coins. I swear I've seen an attack just like this on a Kangaskhan before.
One doubt it.
4 coins and does 100 damage for each head. So, you can high roll and do 400 damage. There you go.
It's true.
Have fun. Draw 3 cards isn't bad, though. Seadra, I like Seadra. Kingdra is probably like my favorite water Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, that's nice. You got Starmie with an ability once during your turn. Put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you placed any damage counters in display, discard this Pokemon and all attached cards. So, basically, it's kind of like Flapple, the one that could come into play and stuff. But this one, it discards itself, which is kind of neat though, because like you can get it back with like rescue carrier and stuff like that. So maybe there's like some kind of thing that you could do with this, like because you can obviously get back. You can like pop this, get back a Star U and a Starmie, evolve another Star U. Place down, you could do something with this, and I don't know. I think it's kind of neat. It's kind of definitely an interesting idea, something that you could definitely try to do with this. Could potentially throw out a bunch of damage on the board, but I don't know. Level ball searchable. That's pretty cool. I don't know. What do y'all think? Am I on too much copium?
I mean,
probably.
My only issue with Starmie. Okay. You can put 2 damage counters, and if you do, discard the Pokemon. To me, I'm seeing a whole lot of hit and run, which I don't know if that's what the Pokemon company is aiming for, is more like poke damage. But to me, like, why not just throw a Hawlucha out? You don't have to worry about the evolution. Go ahead and spring damage on 2 Pokemon. I don't know. I don't love it.
I don't know. I genuinely think there might be something there with it. Alakazam.
It's called Zoroark. Zoroark.
Come on.
It's a stage 1.
Yeah, but it's a stage 1 that it wants to go into the discard, though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, it can help with the numbers.
If this Pokemon is Mr. Mime, if they have the same number of energy, prevent all damage done to this is so bad.
Right.
So
yeah.
Here we go. Jinx EX. Heart Stopping Kiss for water colorless. The opponent's active Pokemon is asleep. It is knocked out. Just knock out anything if it's asleep. Pair this with that Hypno that puts the active Pokemon to sleep, and then bang, bang, boom, there you go. It also has water does 120 damage, and you can put your opponent to sleep. So sleep is very unreliable, but there it is. It is a basic, so that's kind of neat. I don't know. Being able to just knock out anything is actually pretty neat.
On the Hypno card, the card for putting them inside doesn't say whenever you evolve. It puts it
evolve it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That honestly.
So you can actually do it. Yep. You can do it on the same turn.
Yep.
Balls evolve Jinx KO.
Yep.
On
anything. Yep. Not actually half bad, right?
I don't hate it.
Yeah. We got some Magmar and Electabuzz cards that work together. Got 10 damage, and if a Magmar is on the bench, they do 140 more, so 50. And then you got Flare Combo, 80 damage. If Electabuzz is on your bench, you do 160 damage. They're a neat little gimmick. Pretty cool to see the little duo working together, but yeah, they're not really that great. So, Pinsir getting a little love. Grass colorless, 90 damage. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, you do 180. Sure. That's not terrible. We got a Tauros with a rage attack like it always has. Nothing too crazy, but it does have Gather the Crew. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. I think that there's a Hisuian Basculin that basically does the same thing, but for free. So, yeah, just do that, I guess. So when we got a Gyarados. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you must discard the top 5 cards of your deck. So you're basically milling yourself to play this Gyarados, and the attack isn't even that good. So yeah, there's that. Search your deck for 2 Pokemon. Nothing too crazy. Okay, here we go. There's this Ditto that I've seen getting a little hype. It has the ability Change Start. This ability can only be used if this Pokemon is in the active and only on your first turn. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon, except any Ditto. If you do, discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it and put that Pokemon in its place. This card is trash.
Yeah.
Why are people interested in this?
I don't know why you wouldn't just play the other card instead.
Right?
Yeah.
This card is trash.
Yeah. It's wasted deck space.
Yeah. Like if it like this card wouldn't even be like busted if it was not only on the first turn, if it was only not on the active. Like if you just could get this card from your hand into your hand at any point in the game and put it on the bench and then turn it into another basic, sure, why not? But like I don't know, this card is trash. There's just so many restrictions on it. It sucks.
It is.
We got an Eevee. Nothing too crazy here with the evolutions. Here we go. We got an Amistar. As long as this Pokemon is active, the opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat. So, kind of a stall card a little bit. It does 90 damage and then 30 to 2 of your opponent's benched. We got a Kabutops as well. Apply weakness for your opponent's active Pokemon is ×4. So we had super effective glasses, which was ×3. Now we have ×4 on a Fossil Stage 2. I don't think this is going to see any play.
No, it's not the good Kabutops that we had before.
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, it's still very cool. A very cool effect. All right, Aerodactyl. This is actually another card that I'm kind of hyped for. So it's a Stage 1, so Zoroark usable, which is cool. But even without that, it has the attack Degeneration Arc, 100 damage, and if your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolved Pokemon, devolve it by putting the highest stage evolution into your opponent's hand. So this doesn't sound super impressive because we've been playing with Vs, but now we're going into an EX format. And what do all those EXs evolve from? Little babbies! So you can just pop a Gardevoir, devolve it into a Curly, and you knock out the Curly underneath. I love de-evolution mechanics.
I don't.
You know what? This card might not be bad. All right, so I like playing GLC, and that card may not be bad in GLC because
I don't
of the
think
fossil
this is
research.
bad in Standard.
I don't know, because we have the other cards that do that too in Standard, and they do absolutely nothing.
What do we have in Standard that devolves right now?
The Golem Pokemon and a Porygon-Z.
I don't know. Well, I mean, because like before though, we everything evolved from another 200 and something HP Pokemon. You know, we're evolving 300, 200 and something HP Pokemon from 80 HP Pokemon. Like, this is pretty decent. Like, honestly, into
much.
I don't know. I think it has some potential. Maybe not anytime soon, but I think it has some potential. But we got a Snorlax. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. You get to put 2 leftovers from your discard pile in your hand. So there you go. Got synergy with the leftovers card. And then you can just throw them back away with the Electrode. I guess that's the combo that they're trying to go for. So we have an Articuno. We get a Zapdos EX. All the birds have this kind of ability. If they have a respective energy type attached to them, they have no retreat cost. Lightning does 120 damage, and this attack also does 90 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So this is actually, I could see in like maybe Miraidon. I don't think this is actually that bad. Like 120 and then a 90 snipe could definitely hit something hard, and then maybe finish something off on the bench. Not bad, honestly. 200 HP is a little bit low, but I mean, it's not like you're not playing your Raikus and your Raichus already anyway, so it doesn't really care about that. But yeah. Also something to note, it's not weak to fighting. So it actually is fighting resistant. So that's kind of cool, I suppose. But nothing too bad. We got a Dragonite. Your Pokemon play have no retreat cost. You're never going to see this play. We have a Mewtwo, which is not good. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon is damaged by an attack. Put damage counters on the attacking Pokemon equal to the damage done to this Pokemon. I guess that's neat, but it's so easy to get around that. Just play like an escape rope or a boss or something like that. And you're not like threatening with this card, like 20 damage or so. But yeah, and then last but not least, we have the Mew EX, number 151 itself. Bobby, this was the card that you said that you were most hyped for, and I can definitely see why. It has the restart ability. Once during your turn, you may draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. So basically a Rangaroo or Kricketune, which is interesting. And then for 3 colorless, Genome Hack, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So for 3 colorless energy, you just get to yoink some one of your opponent's attacks, which is
I'm gonna copy.
Cool. So it obviously is going to be dependent on what you're going up against, how good this will be.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But there's definitely some very powerful generic attacks out there that this thing could copy, for sure. But think of maybe like Tyranitar. You can do 240 damage and revenge the Tyranitar or something.
Oh yeah.
Lugia can do decent damage and stuff like that. You can, I don't know, like Max Miracle against Mew. I don't know. Like there's a lot of attacks. It's obviously going to just depend on what decks are going to be good. But I don't know. But yeah, what do you guys think about the little Mew? I think it's neat. I don't know if it's going to see a ton of play immediately though. But
I think the psychic decks are just going to become more prevalent. Because honestly, most of them are psychic.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, yeah. I guess we could take a quick look at some of the full arts that got revealed. So yeah, Blastoise looks amazing. Like this Blastoise looks so good. Venusaur's looking cool. Not gonna like it. I kind of like it, but this Blastoise looks good. Charizard look a little derpy, but that's okay. This Zapdos looks. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Their Zapdos look good.
And Mew
looks
so
cute.
Adorable. So yeah, some very nice looking full arts, for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to those. We have another full art Giovanni card looking awesome, and then Erica. So yay, the next waifu card is out.
Yeah.
And then I guess a full art Blastoise, sure, so why not? Nobody cares. I guess some gallery cards or something like that. Oh, dude, these actually look really nice. Damn, that look pretty dope. There you go. Okay, the Squirtle is adorable.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Okay.
Squirtle's the best.
All right, and then Ivysaur looking cute, Bulbasaur looking adorable, Snorlax looking dope. Yeah, overall very cool set. I'm looking forward to this. And like I said, like I would love to see just them do this more and more with other sets, other generations in the future. I think the biggest highlight is probably the Blastoise. I think this is probably the most playable EX out of the entire bunch. I could definitely see this be a consistent good deck. 280 is just a good number to hit, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, any guys final thoughts on the 151 set before we start wrapping up?
Oh, I am curious about one thing on the Blastoise. Is it like the old grass weakness, or is it the electric weakness?
It
Electric.
is electric weakness. So
Okay.
yeah,
So Rhydon may be worth something in the future.
maybe. And Luxray in some decks is definitely going to be a problem for it, but because Luxray will actually be able to KO this thing. So that's definitely a problem for it, but it's still going to be a good. No, I think it's definitely has some potential. But yeah, so that's Pokemon card 151. So yeah. Yeah, so we're going to wrap up. We have some challenges happening this weekend. We don't really have a whole lot going on this weekend. We do have a ton of different challenges in the area, but no cups, no like 1Ks or anything like that. So, feel free to sit this weekend out if you're not really into a big rush to get some challenge points or something, but there's definitely some places to play for sure. Of course, this spreadsheet will be linked down below in the description. You guys looking at any of these events to be going to this weekend?
Honestly, I might hit up the Gamers Alley challenge maybe, and that's like a hard maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, in all reality, I've been doing events for the past 14 straight weekends. Like I need a Saturday.
Oh, I feel that 100%. It'd be good.
I'm probably going to RC and chilling.
Okay. Yeah, same. On I'll be at RC likely Thursday and Saturday.
I feel that.
Test for your event. Make all the changes to my deck. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some building and playtesting because the Puerto Rico event will be the first Paldea legal event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will be at Gamers Alley. I will be helping with the Premier Challenge, the VGC Premier Challenge, and the TCG Challenge there. So feel free to come out to that. I might go to the Otaku League Challenge. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
Saturday or Sunday?
That one's Sunday. I think I might go to either Picante in Greensboro or Otaku in Hickory. Maybe. We'll see. I haven't decided. I might go to neither. I might just take a nice little Sunday off. But yeah, nothing too crazy. But yeah, so what's that?
Yeah, no, I probably won't even go to any of them.
I feel that. But yeah, so nothing too crazy going on this weekend. Should be like a more chill, relaxed weekend. If anybody sits it out and just decides to play test some Paldea Evolved or something instead, I definitely get that 100%. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much about it for us today, though. A little bit more chill episode. talking about just some new cards and the events and stuff like that. Nothing too insane this week. But yeah, you guys, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
I'm also just looking forward to the couple weeks of relaxation before NAIC's Worlds and all the great coverage of the new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. This season definitely winding down. Just gotta enjoy a little bit of rest and relaxation, and then once cups and regionals and everything gets announced for the next season, I'm sure that you guys are gonna be hitting it hard as well, and I will be around, helping with events and the like. So who knows? Maybe I'll come out of retirement and play in a couple with y'all or something. We'll see. But yeah. So Bobby, any final thoughts?
Not really. Just excited to test out this new stuff. It looks a lot more fun than this format already. So.
For sure.
Just looking for having some fun too.
For sure. Well, with that is going to be it for us today, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. We love y'all. Deuces.